In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to use the gauze pad and landmarking techniques to help increase your precision when locating the urethra for catheter tip insertion. It's important to note, this is a demonstration of how one person does self-catheterization. Because everyone is different, your level of function and ability as well as input from your healthcare team will help you determine what works best for you. This is Michel. After complications from spinal surgery, she was diagnosed with complete partial paraplegia on the left side at the level T11. The injury impacts her bowel and bladder, and Michel does ICs to pee. The first step of self-catheterizing, no matter what your physical positioning or the setting you're in, is to ensure your hands, pelvic area, and catheterization supplies are kept as bacteria-free as possible, and you have all the required supplies organized and within reach before you begin the catheterization process. Keep in mind, though, you may not always have access to a setting you know is perfectly clean, like when using washrooms in a public space, but as you'll see in this video, there are still best practices you can follow to help limit your exposure to bacteria, including cleaning your hands after touching anything but yourself or your supplies. The advantage of using the gauze technique is that you're working with only 1.5 inches of catheter instead of the entire catheter length. This provides you with more precision, steadying and guiding the catheter tip. Using the gauze and landmarking techniques together can help prevent irritation caused by misaimed catheter tip poking and can be an effective way to locate the urethra and insert the catheter. The gauze and landmarking techniques can be used anywhere you're self-catheterizing. After entering the washroom, you'll first want to wash your hands thoroughly. Then you'll want to find the cleanest and most convenient place to lay out all your catheterization supplies. This might be on top of a purse or supply bag, or on a paper towel laid out on a counter. Your supplies might include a catheter and lube. If the catheter isn't pre-lubricated, gauze and wipes. First, open the catheter package. This is easiest to do if you pull the front of the package away from the back. Then open the sterile gauze. Place it with the other supplies, making sure you have easy access to the wipes too. Now you would slide your pants down, far enough that you're able to get your knees apart. Then, with the catheter and gauze still in the packages, balance them on your leg. Open the 3 wipes. Using a front-to-back motion, wipe your pelvic area once on each side and once down the middle. Pick up the catheter by the top end of it and remove it from the packaging. Remember, since you're working with clean catheter supplies, be sure you're not touching anything else before you do that, other than yourself. Now you're ready to use the gauze and landmarking techniques to guide the catheter tip. Taking the square of gauze, put it about 1.5 inches from the insertion end of the catheter. Then use your non-dominant hand, your left hand if you're right-handed, or vice versa, to landmark where the opening to your urethra is, the opening below the clitoris and above the vaginal opening, placing a finger just to one side of the urethra. You'll be able to guide the catheter tip by using what your finger is telling you, your finger's proximity to the urethra. Note: when inserting the catheter, be sure to never insert it more than 1 or 2 centimeters past the point urine begins to flow. Since every toilet is a different shape, size and height, you'll want to make sure the catheter is aimed downwards into the toilet. Remove the catheter once the flow of urine stops and cap it with your finger or kink it. Note: if you have to measure your urine output, you can attach a drainage bag or drain your urine into a portable urinal. Either can be emptied into the toilet once you have measured the output volume. Finally, after cleaning yourself and your supplies, you can dispose of any waste. You might want to carry a small Ziploc waste bag in your purse or supply bag to store it until you're able to dispose of it. If you ever have any questions or concerns about catheterization, reach out to your healthcare team. And for ongoing support and tips, look to your peer groups, like Spinal Cord Injury Ontario's Peer Connections.